back to a brand new video. I am your host, The Radio CD, and I would like to say that I'm really excited to be back with another video like I usually do, but unfortunately, I don't know how excited I am to be making this video. I haven't been building recently. I'm gonna build today for like actually like I guess good video. So I'm working on that, but I want to keep it short. So essentially 2 days ago we got an update. It's a camping update, which I thought was an interesting choice. More on that later. But essentially I just want to go over all like the build mode objects and yeah, just give my opinions on everything, because this is definitely an update that everybody was asking for so much. So I'm gonna give my honest opinion. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. So before I start, let me go ahead and like pop up the update changelog. So there were a few changes. Ooh, I forgot to add the texture. We did get a new texture. We're going to talk about that. So essentially the whole update is all of this. It's a decent amount of stuff, to be honest, but usually when we get like this amount of stuff, we'll also get some cool gameplay, which we didn't really get any gameplay. I mean, you'll get some out of these objects, of course, but this is
honestly, this is kind of small.
And that's not to say that the objects are bad by any stretch of the imagination. I actually like most of these assets, but let's go ahead and let's start with the build mode stuff. So this is everything that came in the like build section. So we got this really pretty spruce tree. We also got a birch tree, which I'm apparently not high enough level to place that down. Need to work on that. We also got this little fire pit. We got some floor ivy, this fern, some fireflies, this field of flowers, and some logs. And we also got this bug catching net, as well as a new, I guess, revamp of the ivy that we originally had. And we also got this really nice new texture to go on the birch trees. But I think there's actually quite a few uses for this. Even as far as like an accent like wallpaper, I think would be really nice. But this is it as far as like the stuff that's in the build section. I mean, everything is nice. Like, I have no complaints about the assets as a whole. I really think that this fire pit here where you can like cook stuff on top of, I think that's a really cool concept. The floor ivy is a nice touch, but I have seen people complain about them revamping the ivy. And as far as like making custom trees with ivy, I saw, I think their name was Evan. If I remember, I'll put a screenshot in here, but essentially it makes your custom trees like that are made with ivy look pretty bad. And that's the thing with them like going back and changing like original objects, is that it goes back and changes, you know, all of your builds. So essentially it's like everything that you did is like, it's like has a whole different look. So I don't really know how to feel about like with the decorative plants. They changed a lot of those, which is annoying when it is also annoying when they change them and then they like completely change colors. But I have liked those revamps, so I'm like, should I really complain about this? But at the same time, it would be nice to have, I feel like this is one of them that they could have just added a new variant if you liked this one better. This one does seem more full, but it also seems a bit more, I guess, blocky, which I suppose does fit into the art style of the game better. But it's not that I'm not a fan. I don't really use the ivy texture that much, but it would have been nice to have two options. So maybe they could go back and add that one. I doubt it, to be honest. But we also got like a floor ivy variant, which I do like. And as far as these objects, they're good. I really like the fireflies. We don't have anything like this in the game until now. So I hope they keep adding like little, I guess, animated sort of things like this, because it really just makes the world seem more alive. Like right now, like there's nothing going on. Like there's no birds in the sky or anything. Well, except for over here we have, oh, so we have like bugs, or like, well, that's the insect. I guess it is a bug. a butterfly. I don't really consider them bugs. So I guess they're just flying around. I don't think you can actually stack these though, which is kind of odd. It looks really confined to this like space, so I don't really know how to feel about it. I feel like making it like in a block shape was kind of not a good idea. It should have been like round. But it's fine. I mean, it's their first time making something like that, so I'll give them a pass. The tree looks really good compared to the trees we have. And I do like these logs, especially for like custom fireplaces. I used to make my own. And I think honestly, this will work a lot better than what I've been doing. And the field of flowers is okay. They're nice assets. It's just kind of underwhelming. So let's go ahead and move on to the decoration section. So starting on the left, we got this outdoor shower, which I think this is a really cool concept. It's actually not the cheapest shower, which is interesting. And by the way, most of these objects, I don't believe you can like carry in your inventory. So I'm not sure, because I tested this one. I don't really understand what the point of this is. I mean, if you're making your own campsite, sure. But if you wanted to like use this at the campsite that's up there, I don't see how you could do that. But I do think this is a cool object, and it has like the water heater pump thing, which is pretty cool. Or maybe that's just where the water comes from. I'm not sure. And then over here we got an outhouse. This is, I believe, I had to go check. It is 350 Robux. I don't know why you would buy this. I debated buying it myself. But for representation purposes, I put it here. It's a cool asset. Is it worth 350 Bloxburg? Absolutely not. The comfort and hygiene on it is not really good at all. And I don't see what the point of this is. Like, you could just make your own outhouse. It being an object does mean you can place it on in kind of like irregular areas, but this is, I don't know what the point of this is, to be honest. We also got these cots, which are pretty cool. Their comfort, I mean, it's camping, so it's not gonna be the best, but it's fine. We got one with like an actual mattress on it and just a blank one. And we got these 2 sets of binoculars, which I really do like. I think this would be cool as like decoration, as well as this thermos, which is like $350. It's a nice thermos, but I don't understand why it's that much. I guess they saw one Stanley Cup and said, yeah, let's make it, let's up the price a little bit. So I don't know why it's that expensive, but these are some more versatile objects that I can see being placed in like a regular sort of build. We also got this grill, and I'm gonna just skip over the grill. It's cool. And these lights are probably like my top objects that we got. I think this outdoor lantern is really, really nice. We haven't gotten a good outdoor wall lantern in a long time, so I'm usually just stuck using like the traditional one that we have, which is this one, which, I mean, it's still a nice lamp. Usually I have to turn it off for it to look really good, but this one is more contemporary, I would say, but you can also use it in a lot of traditional contexts. And we also have a floor variant of that, which I really do like, and I'm pretty sure you can also carry that around with you. And we also got these fireflies. Honestly, all the lighting options that we got, I really like the lighting options. So moving on from the lighting, we also got these 2 mattresses, well, sleeping bags. I mean, compared to the one that we have, which is right here, I think these are way better. They seem to be a bit more slim, which I do like, and their comfort is also higher, and they have one for kids and adults, of course. They're fine. Over here we have 2 tents, and as far as like assets go, I think these are probably my favorite. I really like how these look. I think they did a great job modeling these after like real life tents. They sleep 2 people each, so we have one for the kids, one for the adults. I have no complaints about these. I really like these as far as assets go, but again, I don't know when you would ever use these. I mean, if there's like a playroom, if you have a really big house with a big playroom, I can see maybe using the kids one, and you could probably decorate this with like string lights and decorations in here. I think that'll be pretty cool. I mean, other than that, I don't see much versatility in either of these objects. We also got this log bench, which I think is really interesting. We don't have anything like this either. Usually if I wanted to make like a log, I would just have to do it myself, but this looks really good. It's only 200, which isn't too bad. I wish they had like a decorative version that was cheaper, so you could kind of just place them wherever, but this is fine. And then over here we have pretty much like some restaurant sort of stall, like fruit stand type stuff. So we got this stand right here, which reminds me of the stands that we used to have in Restaurant Tycoon 1. It's like the, I think the smoothie stand is what it was. I do like this asset. I like how they have like the bolts where they would probably need to be. And honestly, it's just a really simple asset. We don't have anything like this. We have no other stands other than these two. And you can change the colors to kind of make them fit what you, I guess, like the vibe that you want. So overall, these stands are pretty nice. I do like the tiki one as well. I just, again, this is like very, very specific sort of build stuff. Oops, I'm carrying the blanket. So in the middle, you know what? We're gonna talk about these menus in a second. On the ground, we have this lovely little picnic blanket. I had to think about what you call these again. This one is like $400, somewhere around there, but you can actually pick this one up and carry it around with you, which I thought was a pretty cool concept, because at first I was like, why can't I just use a regular rug and then just repaint it like this? But I do see why you would use this one. And then we also got this little floating lantern, which I think is interesting. I don't know how much use I'm gonna get out of that, but I thought it was a pretty cool object. And we also got these two lanterns, which these are Chinese Oriental lanterns. I really do like them. You may think that, you know, there's not much versatility in these, which I mean, at first glance, I would kind of agree. They're kind of specific, but once you change the colors and everything, you can really make them look pretty nice. And just like that, you kind of just created the Hema lamp, which I'm pretty sure that's what you call it. Not like the original colors are bad or anything. It's just they're kind of specific. So I do like how you can change these, and the lights like color isn't connected to the color of the outside, so the actual light is flint and obviously the outside is white, which I do like how they disconnected that, because on a lot of the older lamps, which if they're going to go revamp some objects, they need to go revamp those. Most of them don't have a separate light bulb. The actual color of the light is attached to the lampshade, which I really don't like. But they didn't do that here, which I'm happy about. And then we also have these menus. I don't know why these exist, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, as far as decoration, that's cool. But if you're gonna role play, I don't see why you would use these when you can just use like a decal and have the actual names and prices of each food that you want. I don't believe these are like you can edit these, and I just checked and you definitely can't. The only use I would see for these is like maybe the bottom one you could put in like your kitchen as like a decoration. I think that would be cute. Or maybe in like a kid's room as like a little menu like next to their toy kitchen. But other than that, what are you going to use these for? Nobody knows what's on your menu. So I don't know why these exist, to be honest. This was kind of just a waste of an asset in my opinion. But anyways, let's move on to the final object, which for some reason is off. So essentially this is like a boba tea sign, which is really random. I don't know why. I don't really know why this sign exists, but I do like the sign. I think it's cool for kids' rooms, or if you have like a bonus room or like a game room, I think it would look really cool in there. Honestly, if they keep adding like LED lights like this would be really cool. It's very specific, of course, but as far as like for restaurants and stuff, I think it's very useful. We don't have anything like this, which I do like. And honestly, it's relatively versatile. I mean, compared to a lot of these objects. And I just realized I forgot 3 items. So we have these signs, pretty self-explanatory. If you have like a campground, I think these would look really cute. Other than that, I don't see what you would use these for. We also have this little stool here, and this is probably my favorite, or what's going to be my most used object. I won't say it's my favorite, but it's going to be my most used object. It's a very simple and affordable stool. I love this stool. I really like this stool. Like if you just compare it to like the cheapest stool in the game, it's just so much better. It's about $200, but as far as like the grand scheme of things, as far as like other stools, it's kind of like mid-tier as far as price range. And it's just a really simple kind of trendy stool. And if you change these colors from like the sort of tiki colors that we have right now, You can even change the top to have like a nice little, well, that doesn't look like a soft cushion, but you get my point. And you could of course like customize this and make like your own custom chair. I really like this stool, especially compared to the one we have now. So my final opinions on this update is that well, I can pretty much sum it up as like this was not something that anybody really asked for. I don't know why we got a random camping update towards the end of summer. Yeah, I just don't really understand why we got this. If I was to give this like an overall rating, I would say it's about a 6 out of 10. Overall, the items are pretty good. So, I mean, I can't really complain there other than the menus. Those menus were, I don't know why those exist, but the overall quality of the items is actually pretty good. Again, I like the tents a lot, and the lighting options are really nice, like the fireflies. I think they did a pretty good job as far as like, you know, if everybody wanted a camping update, I think they did a good job. The thing is, nobody wants this. I feel like there's a lot of stuff in here that is very specific to a campground, so I don't think there's much versatility in this update either. So I don't really know. I don't know who this update was for. Everybody's been asking for things like hollow roofs, maybe, you know, some more counters and cabinets, because we haven't gotten those in years at this point. A school, a map revamp, all these things that we've been asking for. This just feels like a throwaway type update where, okay, we're gonna make like a few assets and just throw them at y'all until I guess anything else is done, so we can like ghost y'all for 3 months again. I don't know. I just don't. I feel like this is a really sad update compared to the marketplace update, even though we did get like fainting in a lot of bills with that and the pay was cut. So I won't say that was the best update either. But aside from that, the marketplace was such a big thing. So I don't think this really compares. We did get a few other gameplay things such as like food. I'm pretty sure we got some more food, but other than that, this is it. So to sum it up, my opinions on this update is that it was, nobody asked for it, so it was kind of useless, but the items are nice. So we'll take that, I guess. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this, and like, I guess how Bloxburg is gonna move in the future. I mean, right now, the player count is really low, especially because Bloxburg is free now. We were getting, it was up to around 300, 400, 500,000 before, but I guess everybody figured out it was kind of boring and they left, and this is not, I don't think this is gonna bring anybody back to play. So unfortunately, I don't know what, I really don't know what's in store, but I guess we're gonna find out. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this little review here. I will, after this, be recording the next video where I will hopefully be building something. Don't really feel like it, but maybe I'll get in my kind of like groove once I start. So I'm gonna go do that. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and do all those fun YouTube things, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.